For over 20 years, the Atlantic Mayors Congress has provided a forum for exchanging ideas and a unified voice for municipal leaders in Atlantic Canada. The Summerside edition has a particular focus on addressing housing and homelessness, with sessions engaging community, provincial, and national perspectives.
BlueMetric is mission-ready water. We are world-class experts solving our clients' most challenging environmental problems. BlueMetric provides a full range of environmental consulting services supported by bespoke engineering solutions for emergency, self-contained, and permanent water systems, and is always mission-ready with a full range of in-house support. There is no successful mission without water. We are proud to partner with Atlantic Canadian Industries. We are mission-ready water.
I'm Alan Dale with Gale Force Winds. It's an absolute pleasure to be here at the Atlantic Mayors Congress in beautiful Summerside, Prince Edward Island, having great conversations around all the kind of good things that are happening in this region. The mayors and their teams are all sharing great ideas, a very collaborative conversation going on. A big thank you to our friends at BlueMetric. BlueMetric, a water management company. They saw the need to bring the conversation alive and sponsored this podcast, so thank you to them. So Brad, why don't you go ahead, introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Well, I'm the Deputy Warden in Annapolis County, which is the same as Deputy Mayor, and I'm a councillor for a district of about 1,200 voters, 1,800 people, and yeah, it's everything from helping somebody find a grant to help them understand their taxes, or bringing forward issues from larger issues that are municipal scale or even provincial scale. Yeah.
Brad, what are the big exciting things that are happening in the Valley right now?
Big exciting things. I mean, as one of the things I've been most excited about is we've had a long relationship with the other municipalities in the Valley, doing a joint waste management and joint transit system. And actually, our transit system runs. At one point, it ran almost 300 kilometers.
Wow.
Yeah, like it was very, very linear. But we've gotten together in the last 2 years and had a lot of very hard conversations and good conversations. And we've rebuilt the whole governance structure around these organizations and are starting to work around the funding structure. So it's still a work in progress, but we have high
Talk
hopes.
to me a little bit about sort of the boundaries of what we're talking about here. Like, what's the distance, what communities from?
Well, right now we run from Wolfville to, I'm going to mess it up, it's Weymouth.
Oh, Weymouth, okay.
Down in Digby County. So
yeah. That's quite a distance.
Yeah, so at one point it incorporated Hansport and Windsor, but they got out a couple years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And so trying to link all those folks together,
yeah.
Transit and the waste management side, to do what there?
Waste management is Annapolis and Kings County and all the towns that encompasses.
Right.
But electrification of our buses is a major objective right now. And,
okay.
The governance and funding, when you're talking about having all your partners, you have to build a lot of trust.
Right.
To have these councils delegate any sort of authority upwards.
Right. Yeah.
To allow a single representative to speak for your council is a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Councils, they like to make decisions.
Sure, yeah. A lot of moving parts there, right? A lot of people with ideas and opinions. But I love the collaborative nature of what you speak about, right? It speaks almost directly to what's happening here at the Atlantic Mayors Congress. This is sort of a more regional look at things and say, how do we share those best practices? Are you finding good conversations in the room?
Today, yes. I mean, there's always excellent stuff here. I mean, I've heard some great comments from our nearest neighbor, Kings County. Well, nearest large neighbor, Kings County. Stuff I didn't know before, but I've had lots of conversations with them. And then you run into mayors from all over the place that have very different priorities, and sometimes because they've already dealt with issues you have or not. It's
which is great, right? It's you don't need to reinvent the wheel sometimes. Sometimes that might be there for you.
Yeah, and often I find the most interesting parts are the things I'm not expecting to learn when I get to these conferences, right? Like there's some random comment somebody makes and you go, wait a second. Yeah. That is something I'm going to run into in 3 steps, and I'll educate myself on that now.
Good for you for recognizing it. Brad, a success story that you might be proud of down in the Valley, but what would something like that look like?
Well, collaboration's been pretty amazing. We were 4 years ago in a bit of a rocky spot as a municipality, and just the whole turnaround is probably this biggest single success story.
What do you attribute that to?
New council, new CAO, a lot of new senior management, but also just a big change in attitude. It's amazing how even just a few members can really spoil a progressive attitude and a cooperative attitude. They can sour the milk quite quickly, so to speak. But it's been, with any of those things, building culture is a slow process. And we have 11 people at the council table now who are all very positive in their outlook on how to change things. You know, Annapolis County has a long heritage. Annapolis Rural and Habitation are two of the oldest communities in North America. And we want to maintain. We've always tried to maintain that heritage, but also we want to look forward too. We don't want to stay stagnant either. So it's.
I love what you say about sort of that positive outlook. Certainly changes a lot of things, right? When you.
Well, and a can-do attitude. You know, as somebody mentioned just recently, was how do you eat an elephant? Well, one bite at a time.
Exactly right.
Like, so, it's having that sort of an attitude that this problem is not too big that you can just solve it piece by piece.
Brad, I love the outlook, I love the approach, and I love your optimism on how this is going. And thanks very much for bringing us into what's happening in the Annapolis Valley at the moment.
No, my pleasure.
Thanks very much, Brad.
Thank you.
BlueMetric is your partner and works with Atlantic Canadian industries and organizations who are concerned about the water health of our planet and the people who inhabit it in an environmentally and culturally sensitive manner. BlueMetric joins the growing number of like-minded, innovative Atlantic Canadian companies who are changing the environmental landscape for the globe in a world-class way. World-class experts solving our clients' most challenging environmental problems. We are Mission Ready Water.